And as you can see from the on-bike footage, I've been able to continue my Polarized training program, because while the track was flooded down at the bottom, most importantly here at the top, it encompasses both of the key climbs. So I was able to set up a little training that had 2 hard efforts on each lap, starting with the shallower hill at 4 to 5%, probably a 20 to 25 second effort in the 350 to 450 watt range, where you're kind of seated and then up and out the saddle over the top. Really enjoying laying down nice, high and consistent power. Then you get a bit of recovery as you descend to the steeper hill, which sweeps left and then turns right, with the gradient kicking up from 5% up to 9%. And I was kind of experimenting there with a standing sprint all the way, in that kind of, again, 400 probably to 550 watt range, but also I experimented seated on the shallower part and standing on the steeper part, again in a similar watt range. And basically that amounted to really a 20 to 25 second hard effort, a 20 to 25 second recovery, I'm guessing here, and then probably a 40 to 45 second hard effort with another 25-30 second recovery, repeating 5 times, then having 5 or 6 minutes of slow pedaling recovery, repeating again, then repeating again, then repeating again. 4 sets of 5 hard laps. Really enjoyed it. Now time to get back home. And continuing my little journey of meeting loads of lovely people in the cycling community, on the desk here was a lovely lad called James. He's a cyclocross expert, and he's mixing it with the very best here in the UK, but also on the continent. And he's just literally back from Belgium, where he was racing against Van der Poel in kind of the elite men's, and managed to hang with the bunch for I think something like 45 minutes out of the full 1 hour. So full respect to him for that, because that's no mean feat. It's Friday morning, 6:15. I'm just on my way to the gym for a little bit of a deadlift, squat and upper body session. Very low reps, only 1 or 2 sets per body part. And then the Polarized bike training continues, zone 2. Because tomorrow I got my Cat 4 race at the Hog Hill climbing track. And I want to keep myself really nice and fresh for that. Now my deadlift hasn't exactly been on top form recently. I haven't been able to hit 100 for a little while, a month and a half or 2. So here, we're going to bring it back up from 90 for 2 reps last week to 95 for 1 rep. Hopefully the form's alright when they're back at the playback. This is a pause safety bar squat. Focuses on the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes and the core. The pause at the bottom means to take all of the kind of kinetic energy out of the movement, and that forces you to accelerate harder as you extend upwards. Well, if only the amount of weight shifted was on par with the level of grimacing and the amount of effort expended. Anyway, that was 2 working sets of each of the deadlift, bench and safety bar squat. Now on for the Polarized training. Well, I'm 50 minutes into my zone 2 training, a lovely sea of blue. Basically been in the 190 to 210 watt range. Legs feel lovely. And the great thing about this Polarized training, the zone 2 stuff, is it gives you a chance to catch up on your work emails before going into work, but also some YouTube viewing here, courtesy of Mr. Cameron Jeffers and Chris Pritchard.
It's good to be back. Hello, how you doing? No, I'm not a newbie. In fact, check the discography. A lot of people knew me from back.
And we've got about another 5 or 10 minutes to go and then it's straight into work. Welcome to Bike Racing Without Mercy, and welcome to a jaw-droppingly beautiful winter's morning, but it is very cold. Now I'm just off to the Redbridge Cycling Centre, which is in Essex, a county that's adjacent to London, for the Hog Hill Crit 4 race. It's going to encompass both of those climbs that I trained on one evening earlier on this week. The level of nerves are at a peak, but I'm also very excited and very much looking forward to this race. Well, here we are at Redbridge, aka Hog Hill. Well, we're in the car park anyway. Now the time to get my skates on, get signed in, numbers pinned on, and hopefully have a little bit of a warm-up. The hill's definitely harder without coming into it, obviously, with a ton of momentum on the descent. You're coming into it, into a headwind, and also a slight incline. That was hard. Oh god, really hard, but great fun. I nearly got dropped. I got back on. I helped close down a breakaway. But that hill is a killer. And one of the really good riders on a beautiful Villia SL07 had a skit on the final climb and came down. I only just managed to avoid him. Hope he's okay. But I'll consolidate shortly. That was incredible. And the real ultra undulating course feels just like the leg snapper, but concentrated into a shorter circuit. I had a leg snapper at Innisbrook Flat, but concentrated into a shorter circuit. Really good. And Zwift, and in particular the Innisbrook Flat racing, would help you with your fitness here. Here's Paul, who I regularly race with. Yassine, his first race. New bike.
New bike, everything new.
We all just about survived. Beautiful.
Yeah, well, there's one crash.
Oh yeah, one crash. Yeah, happened just in front of me.
Already shaking.
Go on, Aaron.
Come on, Aaron. Show us how it's done.